Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the TFT Perspective. Viewers, Pakistan is going to host the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit from 15th of October till 16th of October. A lot of dignitaries are coming in, and as we can see about the overall security situation, specifically when it comes to Middle East as well as in Ukraine, this summit is of huge significance, especially for the Eurasian sector at large. Now, a small background when it comes to a Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It started off with just, five friends holding hands together. It was previously called as the Shanghai Five, in which China played a significant role in creating this Europe Eurasian centric brotherhood of alliance, in which regional security issues were discussed, in which trade was discussed, in which overall diplomatic connectivities were discussed. Later onwards, after 1996, it shaped into the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Today, it holds around 10 member states, including Pakistan and India. And overall, when it comes to the population of the globe, it contributes to around 40% of the global population and around 32% of global GDP. These are huge numbers, in fact. Now, Shanghai Cooperation Organization itself, and the significance of Pakistan, which is hosting this summit, especially in this crucial time. There are a few questions regarding this, as we can exactly come to a conclusion that somehow the modus operandi of the SCO is very much familiar to that of the G7, G20, and the World Economic Forum, but it's a very Asian and Eurasian centric alliance of different countries, in which different countries come and draw conclusions, come up with solutions to their overall issues surrounding business opportunities, trades, and regional security. We are going to discuss as to what the significance of this new summit is. We have with us Mr. Waqar K. Korvi. Sir, overall, let's come to the host first. Pakistan joined the SCO back in 2017. So far, we have also witnessed that a lot of foreign dignitaries have been coming into Pakistan in the last 2 years. How do you see this summit and its significance for Pakistan? How can we contribute in it?
I think for Pakistan it is critical because intentionally Western media and especially Indian media are projecting that Pakistan is isolated. And that has been, I think, their policy since Modi came into power. And there is, I would say, an absurd logic in portraying that Pakistan is isolated in the region. Now, if you compare within the region, I think India has serious problems with all of its neighbors. We've discussed it in previous podcasts, Pakistan-China host relationship. Then you come to Bangladesh, there is a change in regime and India is really worried. They're not very happy with Sri Lanka, with the Marxist leader coming
Their
up.
foreign minister is coming for the summit.
Yeah, of course.
Previously, the news was that maybe the Indians won't even show up.
But I think SCO, if you look at the SCO format, and it's, I'm sure they have certain regulations and certain parameters. You can't miss it because when you are a member, then you can't. And there's not going to be anything bilateral in it. Basically, it's related to the region. And ideally, the Prime Minister could have been there, but maybe if he's busy, then Jaishankar is there. India has been trying to boast, we were invited and Modi Saab is not going. But overall, if you look at Pakistan's, diplomacy in past, I would say 1 month, I think there have been success stories. We had the Russian Deputy Prime Minister was here. Before that, American Under Secretary of State was here. Then we had the Malaysian Prime Minister on a 3-day visit, and we just concluded on, I think, 4th. And it went very well. He came with a huge entourage of businessmen, and there were a lot of, I think, deals signed. Then we had a visit very recently, which is actually going on as the Saudi's investment minister, which I think is very, very significant. Because if you look at the way Saudi Arabia has projected this relationship, mainly Investment Minister Khalid bin Abdul Aziz Al Faleh is here, and he, I think, very clearly said that there is no limit to Pak-Saudi economic cooperation. It's a historical bond, and definitely it's a well-timed visit because Pakistan did need investment. and we need to also show that our brotherly countries are with. And Saudi Arabia has always bailed out Pakistan from economic challenges. Then, of course, we had even some of the Chinese delegates were here. Unfortunately, there was an incident, an attack in
Yeah, in
Karachi,
Karachi. Yeah.
and I think this was deliberately targeted. If you look at the orchestra, and we discussed it, why it was happening just before the SCO,
Yeah, the
including
protests taking
yeah,
place at D
including
Chowk
activities of
and
a political
Guru.
party,
Yeah.
some ethno-fascists trying to, create a fuss in Khyber district, and then you had some nationalist group, and then this attack. But despite that, I think it was a strong message, and now there is a news that Pakistan and China are going to cooperate to sort out the Majid Brigade, which accepted the responsibility. So it means all diplomatic and security, measures will be taken. Within inside, I think it will be Pakistan, and then outside in the UN Security Council. Probably Majid Brigade will be taken to task and put in a terrorist list. So all told, now if you look at Pakistan, uh, what it brings, one of course when you're hosting such high level of delegates, and this is the apex meeting of basically the heads of government. There are different forums. It means that they're going to be prime ministers.
Yes.
There was also, I think, some twisting done by local media and Indian media. Okay, the presidents are not supposed to come.
Yes.
It is supposed to be for the prime minister. And if you look at both important, and all are our guests, including from other countries, Prime Minister Li Qiang of China, and then he's going to definitely. We are hearing that probably there's going to be a lot of advancement on.
And of course, they also bring their own entourage of different diplomats.
Of course. And then Prime Minister of Russia, Mikhail Mishustin, is going to be here. So definitely, the presidents are busy with their own running of affairs, and this is not supposed to be attended by presidents. So I think now, if you look at overall, I think because this is also appeared in some of the analysis in national media. One, it is an important milestone for Pakistan, especially holding a summit here. Mind you, India also, I think, was one of the summits, and this was done online.
Yeah.
This was virtual meet. Then Russian and Chinese prime ministers, presence of these leaders underscore the importance of summit within the broader context of regional cooperation. Of course, Jai Shankar's presence here definitely gives strengthen the SCO. There was a compulsion also, but at least at one platform, India and Pakistan are sitting together. Then we definitely will have critical agreements on CPEC. Basically, if you look at Eurasian concept of brotherhood, as you mentioned in the introduction, I think there is a realization that you, irrespective of your size, your economic power, your geographical size or population, or your power potential, you should be able to respect each other. Now, if you look at Shanghai Cooperation Organization, you have different kind of countries, very large, medium size, and then the good thing is they are all geographically connected, so you can even travel from, let's say, Delhi to Moscow right up, in case things get settled down, and then from Pakistan you can travel up to Europe. And then, of course, China, Russia, Central Asian republics are connected. And now we have inclusion of Iran also. I think this is going to be very, very significant because Iran is already...
The latest edition was, I think, Belarus in 2023.
Yeah.
So, SU as a whole, how do you think it can be an organization which is determined to solve global issues? There are three big regional issues that are of concern today. It's the outsourcing of terrorist organizations from Afghanistan. We previously know that what happened during the quadrilateral meet, in which all the countries expressed concern over Eastern Turkestan movement, especially the Islamic State of Levant and Khorasan, especially TTP attacks, cross-border raids against Pakistan. So there is Afghanistan, then the ongoing issue inside, the Palestinian territories and Israel and Lebanon, the constant escalation between Israel and Iran, and as well as the Russo-Ukraine war, which is now entering its fourth year, I think. So how can this organization pave way for a diplomatic or any kind of solution?
Yeah, although the globe is connected, the region is connected, and anything happening to one country or member would affect. But there are three countries which are directly impacted at
Hmm.
present. One is, of course, Iran. There is a chance of, we did, a vlog
Hmm.
yesterday that there, what could be the scenarios
Hmm.
of Israel striking Iran in retaliation and what could be the impact on the region. Then you have
I
Pakistan.
believe Israel has also tried to acquire membership for SCO previously.
I'm not
It's
very
known.
sure.
It's very known.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you look at the observers, like Afghanistan is one of the observers.
Hmm.
Then you have Mongolia, and if you look at dialogue partners, so you have Turkey, Sri Lanka,
There are
Nepal.
around 14 dialogue partners. Yeah, that's what according to some information is.
Yeah, there are I think six, but we will check up the record. So it means maybe the list has increased. So so if you look at observers, it means Afghanistan would also like to join
Hmm.
the SCO. Now, if Afghanistan is being warned in the Moscow format,
Hmm.
and the declaration came on 4th, and we did a vlog on that also, that how they have been literally taken to task. And before that, there was quadrilateral meet in UNGA sidelines. So it was very clearly mentioned, as I said, that all tests organized. And somehow, all these countries, like if Iran is affected again, the lead goes to Kabul, Pakistan, TTP, BLA, even Majid Brigade. Then you have, Russia attack
Hmm.
taking place there. Maybe IS is involved. Eastern Turkestan movement affects China, and then the Central Asian republics. So all told, I think Afghanistan, even if it attends as observer, need to. And there is a complete mechanism. If you look at the security apparatus, the RATS organization, or the regional anti-terror structure, this is something which came about in terms of uh, cooperation on anti-terrorist operations. And there have been a lot, like the Ruzba series. I think if you look at some of the bilateral and multilateral exercises that military do is on anti-terrorism. So it means that at least if you look at the let's say mandate of RATS, it means that Afghanistan definitely is the epicenter at
Hmm.
present, and
Hmm.
maybe India has to be careful. So all told, I think these two major conflicts or wars in Middle East and Russia-Ukraine war will impact the SCO members. Now, good thing about Eurasian spirit, as I normally quote Alexander Dugin's fourth political theory, especially Russians and Chinese recognizing everybody, even if it is Madagascar or Sri Lanka. When you're dealing with it, respect the other side, respect the people, and have one-to-one relationship. Don't try to be overawed or pressurize the other side. And basically, it's I would say a win-win situation for both. But if you look at the Western, I think way of working in international relations has been mostly browbeating, sanctions, exploitation, stick and carrot and all that. But we don't see it happening within the SCO framework, which is, I think, very, very good. And maybe at some stage, SCO can also bring India, Pakistan together
Hmm.
in case they can resolve their issues, especially occupied Kashmir. Uh, I think there's a
I
lot of
mean, one
scope.
of the members of SCO, the Chinese did bring the Saudi Arabians and Iranians together. So who says that India and Pakistan cannot come to a rather comprehensive solution to their disputed issues?
Yeah, right from I think we look at fall of Berlin Wall,
Hmm.
we've seen unification of Germany, which were dagger drawn and part of Warsaw Pact and NATO. Then we have seen, as you mentioned, and definitely even in Korea's there is an effort to at least have good working relationship there. As I think there's a Ministry of Unification, I
Hmm.
think,
Hmm.
working. Then of course is Iran, Saudi Arabia. Yesterday, I think Iranian foreign minister was in Saudi Arabia. So this is very, very important.
Hmm.
Called on the crown prince also, and it means that there's a greater understanding in case Israel is going to expand the war. Nobody's going to side with that, and definitely there's a reason for that. Why Middle East or Islamic world should suffer for arrogance of Mr. Netanyahu.
Yeah. What do you think the SCO can do in order to put any kind of pressure in order to stop this ongoing escalation that is taking place inside the Middle East, or maybe restrict the activities of IDF or even American influence in the region? How can this huge organization can deal with it? So far, what we have witnessed in previous meetings is more to do with global relationship, regional issues, trade, more towards that. But today, the focus is entirely on security and such issues. When this is I would say, the first time they are holding a meeting at such a crucial area. So, how can SU influence overall when it comes to either diplomatically or apply pressure tactics or whatever?
Yeah, if you look at Western media, they normally project such organization of the global South to be, a place for meeting and having
Hmm.
good chit chat. But SC has also evolved like any other organization.
Hmm.
You look at United Nations, for that League of Nations. So I think it has matured, and somehow the members do find commonality of interest.
Hmm.
For instance, if you look at the members, it is in nobody's interest that Middle East war should expand.
Definitely.
We've discussed that how much loss of businesses and commerce and trade will take place.
Hmm.
30% plus of global oil and gas flowing through Strait of Hormuz, and then of course Red Sea. And there are energy surplus countries
Hmm.
even within SCO, like you have Iran and Russian Federation, and then there are energy deficient countries like South Asia. Uh, India is, I think, totally dependent. But rather, I was looking at some of the media reports. 90% of their energy requirement, especially in oil and gas, is flowing through Strait of Hormuz, and passes very close to Pakistani coast. China again energy deficient, so that's why they are looking at CPEC. So it means that as far as peace is concerned, there is, I think, commonality of interest. Nobody would like. And if you look at the, let's say, uh, evolution of SCO, like RATS was not there.
Hmm.
This basically organization related to anti-terrorist, regional anti-terrorist structure.
Hmm.
The headquarters, I think, in Tashkent. It's very interesting. And this didn't exist in SCO. So it came up because terrorism was considered as a, let's say, common enemy. And it means that now Afghanistan can be pressurized by SCO because it's one of the mandates of SCO to ensure. Same is true for conflict management, conflict resolution, especially when there's a commonality of interest. I think gradually you'll find SCO, stepping up, getting into more proactive mode. Because if you look at the power, we are looking at economic power. 32% was, I think, figures in 2023. Maybe it is already
Hmm.
increased. Then you look at the demographic potential, geographic connectivity, geographical size, all time. Same is true in Indo-Pacific. Like Russia, China has converging interest. They would not like destabilization of Indo-Pacific. Similarly, in Russia's initiative on international north-south transit corridor or trade corridor. Again, Pakistan has been offered, and I think we are going to accept that. And then SCO is going to be followed by BRICS, which is again going to be at a very crucial time, just few days on 22nd October. It's almost 1 week gap.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of new, I would say, aspirants to become part of BRICS. So it means the South-South cooperation overall, which includes the global, and then within Eurasia, SCO are going to be two very important forum, and they, I think, should be able to put their foot down and look at nuclear powers. It's very interesting that now we have 4 nuclear powers in SCO,
In SU, yeah.
like India,
It could
Pakistan.
be five.
It could be 5.
So, last question. If let's focus on Pakistan at hand. Um, we all know that Pakistan is hosting this event. We have our concerns concerning the overall regional security. Then Pakistan's economic boom is slightly, gaining momentum. Um, what can Pakistan achieve, especially with new members being included? If the primary focus would be on terrorism, we have seen how it shaped up in the Moscow format concerning Afghanistan. Now, when we are the hosts, how can Pakistan, converge on specific goals and, interconnect all these countries for a unified front diplomatically? Because so far, our efforts have uh, been met by different countries, but not as strongly as it can. But this is a very good opportunity, I think.
Yeah, if you look at the responsibility of hosting the heads of government, so this is part of that council, and this stays there for, I think, 1 year.
Mhm.
And it means that Pakistan was handed over the baton, and we were already working on it. So it means a long term, let's say, framework would have been worked out, and this is again in consultation with the members what all
Mhm.
has to be discussed. There is a broader framework is already there. So if you look at regional cooperation in economics. You have now information technology, education, health, and then terrorism. And then, of course, when you look at the overall interest, one, it allows Pakistan to project itself that it's not diplomatically isolated, but very, very active diplomatically. And we had seen line of, as we mentioned, dignity is coming, investment is back. Pakistan had the problem of, I think, mainly it was economy, which became a threat to national security. There was a lot of talk of Pakistan becoming Sri Lanka 3-4 years back, but that has been avoided. We had the IMF package also. The other thing is that even I think some of our Russian friends, I remember they called Pakistan as zipper of civilization. It's not only, let's say, regional connectivity.
It's one of the oldest civilizations. Everyone knows.
Yeah, and then says that you can actually converging civilizations. You have the Persian civilization, then Middle East definitely, and we have both, connection in terms of let's say culture. Then there is a Central Asian, let's say Turco-Mongols. Then you have Russian civilization or Slavic, Chinese, Indian civilization definitely. So everything converges. Look at geography, very, very interesting. So that's why he said that you are zipper of civilization. A huge conduit of commerce and trade. CPEC extension could link it with, if you laterally connect it, whether it's Afghanistan, Iran, Central Asia, even India, because if you look at TAPI pipeline, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, and then you have Iran, Pakistan, India, depending on how Iran faces the sanction. So, like Rome, it was said, in older Rome that everything, all roads lead to Rome or something like that in Italy. So I think for SCO today, all roads are converging into Islamabad. The other is that Pakistan should be able to, I think, project its economic potential. And definitely there are going to be discussions on the sidelines. Like Saudi investment has come before the SCO summit. Then you have India-Pakistan relation, maybe some thaw in the relationship, nothing bad about it, but definitely it can bring down the temperatures. Then there is the problem of India-China along the LAC. It's a serious issue. Can Pakistan play a part? And then, of course, is if they can come up with the joint statement on Middle East, especially Gaza and Palestine, and then maybe Russia-Ukraine war, addressing the Russian sensitivity. So this could be, I think, big success if Pakistan can, and I'm sure Foreign Office and all stakeholders have already worked on the agenda. We are not very sure, but these are some of the things that Pakistan can achieve.
Yeah, let's hope so. The SCO Summit does conclude with some strong remarks. That's it for today, folks. Please do leave a like and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much for watching us. Bye-bye.